Everyone, this is Angela, nurse practitioner who specializes in the hormones and the weight loss, the semaglutide and the trizepatide. And I wanted to properly introduce everyone to her so you guys know who she is, directly where you guys would be getting the hormones and weight loss stuff from. And in this interview, I wanted to ask her questions that y'all have had that I have not been able to answer. So it hopefully makes you guys feel better on doing the research, seeing if this is something that will suit you and your lifestyle and it's something that you want to further investigate for yourself. Angela's been doing this for how many years?
Well, 3 years.
Yes. 3 years. And so far you've had a lot of people that have been super successful with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they love it. Mm-hmm. And I will say that my one friend who started it, she is on week 2. She absolutely loves it. She's already lost weight from it. Mm-hmm. And she's already even said like she doesn't have the cravings like she used to.
That's the best part, getting rid of food noise.
It is. And she's loved it. She's even made healthier meals for her family, herself. Mm-hmm. And not only is she changing her lifestyle, but now her family's lifestyle is starting to change in the process. So
the difference with trizepatide and semaglutide.
So trizepatide, essentially they're one molecule different.
Okay.
So you have your Lilly who makes trizepatide and Norvus that makes semaglutide. So 2 different companies that make 2 different meds.
Okay.
And the semaglutide's been out the longest, and then you had your trizepatide come out.
Okay.
So they're basically the same thing. One might have a little bit more side effects than the other.
So it's really personal preference, what works for the best person.
Right. I always tell people start with the one that's least expensive. Most people in my practice, seriously, out of 500 people, I think I have 3 on trizepatide.
Okay.
And we're talking $300 difference. So that's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes sense to me to start out with semaglutide.
Right.
And if for some reason along the line, down the road, you can't tolerate semaglutide, but I'm pretty good at managing the side effects and any symptoms or anything that you might have come up. So then we can switch it.
Okay.
But most of the time we don't need to.
If someone does have side effects, is that just going to switch medications or do you add something to it?
If they do have side effects, we use something for the nausea.
Okay.
And normally that's the problem, or constipation, maybe diarrhea. Almost 95% of the time, constipation.
And which insurance is better for which medication, or do they just, both of them are treated the same with insurance?
So far from what I've seen, and this is actually from the one video that I did on TikTok, trizepatide has been the one that's covered by insurance. Actually, I hadn't seen too many people at all say that they've had semaglutide covered by insurance. It's pretty much trizepatide.
Is it monthly supply? Is it every couple months?
For me, it's monthly.
Okay.
And most of the time when you're doing compounded, it's monthly because it's compounded, so it's not going to last longer than 30 days. It might last longer, about 60 days. It really depends on the pharmacy and where you're getting it from.
When you prescribe it, you don't do the vials, you do
syringes if I can. I have found that in itself has cut down significantly on side effects.
Because people will try and use more and dose themselves higher.
Exactly. Okay. And it cuts down on human error. I mean, a lot of patients that are on it are medical, but how many people on it aren't medical?
Right.
And how many people don't know how to draw up something? And then I don't know how many times you're like, oh, if this little bit works, let me give a little bit more. Right. It might work better.
Right.
And then you end up getting really sick.
You don't have to just be in Ohio. You can be in any other state, which you have a list of the states that you can send it to. 46 states. And I'm hoping to keep the same quality that we have because we are pretty hands-on and I want to keep that quality because to me that's very important to actually have somebody that you can call if you have an issue. Right. Or call or email or text because that's where I think, using a lot of the online pharmacies. There's some of these online places that you never talk to a human. Oh, I'm sure.
You
automated or
yeah. I actually know of a nurse practitioner that's prescribing for one of the very common ones that you hear on the radio all the time. And he says, I've never spoken to a single patient.
Oh, wow.
You actually click on it, you fill out a form, and they look at the form, yes, you're a candidate, and they give you the medication. So you could essentially lie.
Right.
And nobody ever verifies. Because you can seriously get really, really ill from these medicines if you don't know what you're doing.
And you just want to make sure people are doing it safely. You want that
Exactly.
contact and personal relationship with them. The shortage, there's no shortage. People shouldn't have to worry about that when they're trying to get it, that they won't be able to get it the next month.
Two things. The compounding company has been able to prepare for this. So in them preparing, they are changing up the compounding, and then they are requiring us to do a little bit more on our end in order to be able to supply it. There shouldn't be any issues with, like myself, med spas, things like that. Second concern that I have with this is that the insurance companies aren't paying for it. I just did this last week. I had a lady, she called her insurance company. Yes, we'll pay for it. No problem. So she paid me. I did her prior authorization. We sent it into the pharmacy. The pharmacy said your insurance won't pay for it. So I told her, call your insurance company, find out why, because they did say that they would pay for it. Her insurance company said, oh yeah, we'll pay for it for diabetes. She had specifically asked for weight loss. And they told her, just make sure that your provider puts in your BMI and all of this stuff. And I did. I provided them with her body analysis, her BMI, her weight, all of that information. So that's what my concern is going to be. Okay, there's no longer a shortage. We're going to go through the hoops, provide all the paperwork, but then the insurance companies now are going to say, no, we're not going to pay for it. So yes, it's no longer on shortage through the pharmaceutical companies, but the insurance companies still have control over what they think should be okay for you or not okay for you.
It really does just have to be diabetes. Is there anything else that they would consider?
No.
They don't want people to get better or healthy.
That is one of the reasons why I left insurance, because insurance is such a racket. Why does somebody that doesn't have any medical degree whatsoever tell me what I can give you? If I have some way to prevent you from getting diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, metabolic syndrome, and I can keep you from getting obesity-related cancers. I can keep you healthy. I can keep you alive for 15, 20 more years.
And they don't look at that as
they don't want it. No. I was told in school, prevention. But we, however many years later, still aren't there. We still aren't preventing crap.
It's like they want people to stay sick almost.
Yeah. Where's the money at? Where are we going to make our money? Treating somebody with diabetes or preventing diabetes? I believe, and there's many others out there that probably believe the same thing, but we really do want people to be sick. I don't want people to be sick.
No,
I said we, but they want people to be sick. And it's aggravating. It's so aggravating because people pay a lot of money for insurance. You know, when I was 260 pounds, I was pre-diabetic, pre-hypertensive, had higher cholesterol, and it was where they could have put me on medications for it. And now that I'm 160 pounds, and now my A1C is 4.9, which, you know, most people are in like 5.1 to 5.2 or 3. And I have absolutely beautiful cholesterol now. And my blood pressure is amazing. I'm healthy.
Right. If someone were to do it, want it, is there a certain weight limit that they have to be or a certain pounds
for the
over?
Insurance to pay for it? Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's a 33 or 35 BMI.
But if they don't go through insurance, what is?
Typically like a 25 BMI or higher. Well, if you wanted to lose 15, 20 pounds, but that wouldn't put you less than a 22 BMI, then I would let you go on this. But I will not let people go less than a 22 BMI. And the reasoning is because if you go less than a 22 BMI, you don't have any reserves. So if you were to get sick, like really sick, then you lose too much weight, you don't have anything to lose.
Right.
So somebody that's 22 or less, then they don't really have anything. And that's kind of like smack dab in the middle of a healthy BMI. So that's why I really am careful. With now I have people that maintain at a 22 and they're perfectly fine.
And somebody that is 55, 60, they can't say that they're too old to go on it.
No, I have people 70s, 80s. Okay. The only reason you cannot go on this is if you have had full-blown pancreatitis where you required a PICC line with TPN or thyroid medullary cancer. Now, the interesting fact with that is there has not been a single reported case of thyroid medullary cancer in a human. rats, yes, but not a human. They put that on it to say that it will cause thyroid medullary cancer. There's never been a reported case in a human.
So what is that, like a fear tactic?
Yes, probably.
Right. It has to be.
Because there's only been in
Right.
rats. People that have had thyroid cancer, they've been able to go on this and they've been fine.
So when you do take it, basically your body will tell you what foods you agree with and you don't while you're on it.
I tell everybody, pretend like you are going to get sick.
Okay.
Because if you pretend like it's going to make you sick, because the foods you shouldn't eat are the foods that are going to make you fat or have made you fat.
Yes.
So you don't want to eat those foods anyway, because the whole goal of getting healthy is why you're spending this money.
Yes.
Simple carbs. They will, honestly, they can make you sick. Just avoid them, because those are what made you fat.
It's getting you to eat healthy, stay healthy, and get you to where you want to go.
Right. We just had my daughter's birthday party and there was birthday cake. I did eat a small sliver of it, but I couldn't even eat all of it because I did start to feel kind of ugh. But then I've gone so long without it, it kind of does make you feel kind of gross.
Right.
You know, somebody was just really upset once because I'm afraid of my new norm. I have this norm where I was eating these things that I really enjoy. I don't know if I'm going to like the new norm.
Right.
Because what if I miss these things that I really like? But I've been doing this now for 3 years and I have this new norm and I'm actually completely fine with the new norm.
It curbs the cravings.
Exactly.
For it,
You don't even want it.
Yes.
You know, I have a little teeny tiny lady. She's really, really small and she was an alcoholic. And she has been on this for 2-3 years now. She has done great. She doesn't even want the alcohol.
It's almost like if you are someone that suffers with addiction and you've had Suboxone, it's the same kind of concept. It'll curb your cravings. It'll make you sick if you try those drugs.
Yep, just shuts that part down in your brain. So far, I've had a couple people be like, I just don't want any.
Now, if someone were to drink alcohol, will it give them the same?
So
I'm sick, or
I've never really been a drinker, but the other day we had went out for Valentine's Day and we got a free drink, free cocktail with our drink. It burned the whole way down. It was like drinking acid.
Oh my God.
And it was a sip. I mean, I didn't even guzzle it or anything. It was just a little sip. It was the nastiest tasting and it gave me full on indigestion.
If someone were to get off of it though, would they immediately gain right back? And is that only because they would start eating what they used to eat?
Right. Unless you have the willpower. Most people, we wean them off. We'll say, okay, take a shot every 10, 14 days and just kind of see if you can control it and wean off. But most people will wean them off. I tell people don't ever cold turkey off, because unless you're really, really good at controlling yourself, or maybe you're just somebody that put on, you know, like 40 pounds or something like that, and you're normally a really healthy person. But somebody like me that had 105 pounds to lose at one point in my life, I know I can't control it. I have some people have been off for 3 years and they've been fine.
But just coming off of it, there's no side effects. There's no, just other than you're eating.
Yeah, just your eating.
Okay.
Yeah, people can come off and be totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no, and it's actually healthy for you. It's healthy for your heart, your kidneys, your nerves. It's actually a really good, healthy, and it's actually a peptide. So peptides make your body do what it forgot to do. There's some that will make your pituitary release your own human growth hormone. There's like this one that makes your insulin resistance go away. So there's a bunch of different peptides out there.
Oh.
And so peptides are really cool, but they just make your body do what it forgot to do, or what it doesn't do anymore because you're getting older.
I'm just shocked not a lot of people are really talking about it. If someone were to click the links that we have in the bio to, if they're interested in getting started on it or want to know information, what is the steps? Like they'll click the link, they'll just fill out. Is there a form for them to fill out? And
so if they go on
it'll be your website.
Yeah, go to the website. There's a page that they can fill out. And once they fill that out, then there's a form that they fill out. And then we will go call them, email them, text them, call them to get them to come in for an appointment.
And they will each
you speak to them directly. It's
Correct.
not just some.
Correct. We will actually, if they're locally, they can come in.
Right.
If they are anywhere else in the country or out of, if they don't want to come more than 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever, anybody can always come in here.
Right.
If they want to fly in here, we'll go up to the airport and get them and bring them down. We've done that too. I mean, it's a little different for semaglutide, but everything else will be telehealth. So they will actually have a face-to-face with me. And we will talk, go over their health. We will send them a intake form online. They will fill that out. And then we will go over everything with them and make sure they're a candidate. So they were actually face-to-face with me.
Which it's nice because you really do care about the well-being. You do want that personal relationship, and you want people to be healthy, and you want people to be educated on it.
Right.
That's really beneficial.
Currently, probably within the next week or two, we're going to do probably a live 2-hour. So we're going to open it up and I'm going to sit there. Yep. And I've seen where other people are doing this, but I haven't seen an actual medical professional doing this.
Yes.
So I'm going to sit there live for 2 hours and just anybody can ask any questions that they want. And then we'll put those up on all the forums, the podcasts and all that stuff. I like answering the questions. It's kind of fun.
I see you on your videos. You get very excited when you're answering them and you're talking about it. But that's good though to have somebody that's passionate about it, that wants to help people, that it's more than just, here you go, this is what it is, go get it, try it.
But I do want to say thank you for answering all these questions for me. I appreciate it. That way it'll give more insight for other people, because I know I wasn't able to answer them all.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate the time that you took to answer these questions for me.
Our whole goal is just to help people to be happier and healthier and just change their lives.
So if anyone wants to, they can click the link tree. I have the links in my bio. You can do that. She's very hands-on. She likes to have a good patient-doctor relationship, so that way you don't feel like you are wondering and waiting, or you just don't have someone to talk to. She wants to make sure you feel comfortable. So I hope all of the questions that you guys had were answered, and if you do have any more questions, please just put them in the comments below. She does reply to the comments that are in my videos, and she'll have them on her page, which you can also follow her page as well. It'll be linked below. With that, I guess I want to wrap it up and say thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope you all have a good day. If you guys have any other questions, just don't forget to put them in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys on the other side.